What's up, future officers? My name is Tejas, and I welcome you all to this yet another episode of iLead. Today, as I stand before you, something very dreadful has happened in our capital. So, what is this? There has been a blast in Delhi, in Old Delhi, in this place called as the Red Fort, which we all know, right? So, Lal Killa. So this Lal Killa, which is there in Old Delhi, is a very pivotal place. It's a tourist attraction. Lot of tourists, foreign tourists, they come here, and it's a very crowded place. Lot of traffic, lot of population, and one I-20 car comes here. It gets parked near the metro, and suddenly near the Red Fort, you know that's a high security area. But despite all of this, suddenly there's a bomb, there's a blast which happens from this car. Okay, we don't know if it's a bomb blast or not, but it's a blast which happens in this car. And this particular incident, it has suddenly struck a lot of trauma into the hearts of every Indian. Suddenly it has struck fear, because a few months back in May, we saw that Pulwama attack happened there. And in Pulwama, so much of people were being killed, asked about their religion, then they were asked to recite Kalma and they were being killed. Now, suddenly, because this has happened, again, it has resulted in so many people giving up their lives. But what we don't know is certainly if this was a terrorist organization or this was just another incident. So, anyways, we'll discuss about that. So, once this incident happened, the whole internet stormed and exploded, and all the headlines started reading about this particular bomb blast. Where did this happen? This happened in the Red Fort, guys, the same place where our Prime Minister goes, and from the ramparts of the Red Fort, he gives his Independence Day speech. So we do not know if this whole attack was very symbolic to the very power of India. Okay, so we do not know that yet confirmed, but it could be. There is always a chance that it could be telling, and it could be striking the place where our Prime Minister gives his Independence Day speech. Anyways, so how did all of this happen? An I-20 comes here, it gets parked, and suddenly, out of nowhere, there are still three people inside this I-20. And with this three people inside, suddenly the car blasts. Okay, and there is a huge blast, and all the people, because it's a high population density area, all the people around, so many people's lives are lost. If I have to tell you, if we are talking numbers here, it is almost 13 people who lose their lives, 13 people who are dead, and about 20 people who are injured. Okay, now just imagine the scenario where you go to Red Fort or you're going to work on this way, and you're just having some tea, you're just having some chai, or you're going there to visit Red Fort. People might be doing different things, but in all of this, suddenly because of a blast, if someone close to us ends up losing their life, how would we feel, right? It's a very sad scenario, and the way in which these people died is very dreadful. You could see that their body parts were scattered all around. Okay, I can show you the image, but their body parts were scattered all around. It was a very painful sight to watch. So, having said this, upon this incident, different other cities in India like Bangalore and Mumbai have also been placed in high red alert, okay, wherein the security measures have been enhanced. And if we see a little bit of some context here, we see that few years back, there is this thing which is happening in Kashmir. There is one militant organization which is also considered as a terrorist outfit. It is called as Jaish-e-Mohammed. I'm sure all of you would have heard of it. So this Jaish-e-Mohammed, it is instigating a lot of youth to design such posters which are displayed, which are all anti-Indian in nature. So upon investigation on who exactly is doing these posters, what is these messages, who is exactly spreading all this, it was revealed that so many doctors were responsible for coming up with such kind of slogans and carrying out anti-Indian messages. And a very famous term came to the fore here. It was called as white collar journalism. White collar. So this white collar, so it basically meant that doctors are the people who are wearing this white collar. So they are, being involved in more and more terrorist attacks. And this particular incident, that doctors are being involved here, is one thing. Now, another thing which is very shocking is the link between what was happening there to what is happening with this blast case. Okay, the person who was inside this particular I-20 car was also a doctor. Okay, and upon investigation, so this white collar terrorism, this word was always struck in the authorities, names. I mean, authorities' mind. So we see that these doctors were somehow responsible for doing all these anti-Indian activities. This group of doctors. So upon inspection, it was they arrested a person right now regarding this case also, and he is also said to be a doctor. So this person they arrested from UP Saranpur. So in UP Saranpur, they found out that this particular person, he belongs to Kashmir. Okay, he belongs to Kashmir and he is doing this. Now, another very interesting incident here is that another doctor was arrested simultaneously in the past 48 hours, and this doctor was from Haryana. Haryana, in this place called as Faridabad. Okay, now why was he arrested? Because he was found with nearly 3000 kgs, nearly 3000 kgs of explosives. Nearly 3000 kgs of explosives of ammonium nitrate. Okay, so what is this ammonium nitrate, sir? Why was he arrested for having ammonium nitrate, you can ask. See, ammonium nitrate in such large quantities is very detrimental. Ammonium nitrate is generally a component which is used in fertilizers. But ammonium nitrate, if somebody who knows to use it properly, can make it into a bomb as well, can make it into an explosive as well. So this becomes a very, very dreadful 2900 kgs of this. So ammonium nitrate, just like TNT or dynamite, it can become a very strong explosive. Now, another thing to note here is that another person was also a doctor who was arrested. So this person right now is being arrested from Lucknow. So Lucknow, they have arrested someone called as Shahish Shahid. Okay, Shahish Shahid. So this Shahish Shahid, again, he said that he is again caught with explosives. Who are all these people? Doctors. Okay, so that is why there is this link between terrorism and doctors right now, white collar terrorism. So I've just displayed a small slide also wherein you can see that these are the people responsible for the attack who've been arrested. So apart from all of this, if we look into, if we try analyzing that, okay, these are all fine, maybe these doctors are all planning, this is all one side of the story. But did this blast, was it a terrorist attack? Okay, if you have to give some reasons as to whether it was a terrorist attack or not. Okay, so we see that usually this was said to be a vehicle borne improvised explosive device. Okay, so this is what we call this vehicle borne improvised explosive device. But if we really see this vehicle borne improvised explosive device, usually if it's a suicide car, boss, let me just ask you, let's talk logic here. If it was one person, usually if anybody is going to commit suicide, inside the car there would be one person. But here there were three people. So is it really terrorist attack? So that is something which we have to think about. Could it really be a terrorist attack? So apart from all of this, we see that three people were there in this car. So police, NIA, anti-terrorist squad, all of them, they come to the picture. So the first reaction what they gave is that This could be a CNG blast because the Delhi has a lot of air pollution. Lot of cars are CNG related cars. So there could be a possibility that it could have been a CNG blast also. So that was the initial reaction by the people who are surrounding there, and they thought that it was not a terrorist organization. Okay, the third thing is that usually, okay, when a bomb blast happens, under the car there would be some kind of a crater formation. Okay, usually along with the bombs there would be a lot of nails which are put into it. As soon as the bombs which explode, all the nails would go in all the directions, thereby killing a few extra people. That was also not there in this particular scenario. Okay, so apart from this, when they surveyed the whole car and everything, this fourth thing which they saw, okay, fourth thing is that they did not find any detonator. Okay, they did not find any detonator for the bomb could explode. Okay, without the detonator, how could they have made the bomb explode? Okay, so that would be another kind of logic which can be used here. And along with this, we see that when the forensics they came there and they started searching, okay, there were no traces of ammonium nitrate or any other explosive like, let's say, TNT. There were no traces. Okay, so this could be another reason why you tell that maybe it has not happened. And along with all of this, we also see that in Red Fort, okay, there is a lot of, it's a very touristy kind of place. There's a lot of security arrangements, security layers, security cadres being deployed here. Now, how could if the intention was a bomb blast, how could it have gone past all of this and how could they have not noticed? So, with respect to security arrangements, this could also be a point why it might not be a bomb or a terrorist attack. Okay, and apart from this, usually when such an attack happens, you always see that this is a vogue that one or the other terrorist organization will come forward and they will claim responsibility for such a thing happening. But so far, no terrorist organization or no terrorist outfit has come and they have claimed that they have done it. Okay, usually if they do this only, then that fear will come that, okay, this particular people are coming, they are responsible. No, nothing like that. No organization has come forward and they have taken that responsibility. So maybe we can say that there is no conclusive evidence that this is a terrorist attack. But however, could it have been a terrorist attack also? Let's think this way. Okay, so usually if we see that an FIR has been registered after this particular blast has happened, and this FIR, which was that this first information report, so it is registered under UAPA Act. Okay, very, very serious act. So this UAPA is usually used whenever any terrorist organization or whenever any terrorist attack happens only, they use this particular Unlawful Activities and Prevention Act. So either it should be a terrorist organization or some unlawful activity. So other else, under this particular case, they wouldn't have put it only. So maybe it is a terrorist attack. Okay, so there is, you can see that legally it is making sense that it could be a terrorist attack. Second one, we see that there was certain conditions which could have made this as a perfect ploy for making a terrorist attack. What was this? One was, it was near a historic site, okay, that Red Fort. Second was, there was symbolism attached there. That is, our Prime Minister goes there to make speech on Independence Day, and all the Prime Ministers of India have made speeches there. Third one is that there was high traffic in this particular area. Fourth is that there is a lot of tourists in this particular area. So overall, you can see that this is the recipe for very dreadful terrorist attack. And when I say it's a recipe for a very dreadful terrorist attack, what I'm meaning is that all these factors are what a terrorist would look for to, strike fear into our heart. Another thing which is of interest is that it is also booked under Explosives Act. So if on the face of it, they are telling that there is no traces of ammonium nitrate or everything, why would it be booked under an explosive act? Okay, so maybe there is something more than the eye seems also. So I would like to tell what you guys think. See, I have given my reasons of why I think that this could be a terrorist attack and this why this could not be a terrorist attack also. But what I'm more eager is, what do you guys feel about this particular incident? Okay, express your opinion of whether it could be a terrorist attack or it could not be a terrorist attack. We'll have a very fruitful and constructive discussion in the comment section. Let's keep that forum that way, and I'll see you all in the next class. Until then, I'll sign off this session of iLead. This is Tejas. Thank you. Have a nice day.